This is the first time Tony and Thor ever crossed paths. Thor didn't even say hi, just summoned lightning and blasted it straight at Tony without hesitation. Not only did Tony walk away without a scratch, the suit actually charged up to 400%, and one repulsor blast sent Thor flying through the air. These two hotshots were not about to back down for anyone. They fought from the sky all the way down to the ground, and just when it looked like neither of them would stop, Cap stepped in and broke it up with his shield. And just like that, Marvel's big three were officially together. Steve tried to talk Thor into standing down, but Thor just knocked Tony flat with his hammer, then leaped up and took off. The shockwave reflected off the shield and leveled everything for miles around. That finally got Thor to cool it, and to get to the bottom of what Loki was really up to. He agreed to temporarily join the Avengers. Meanwhile, Loki got locked up and especially made Cell, but he didn't look the least bit scared. He turned around and started questioning Fury. Why are you all in such a rush to get the Tesseract back? What exactly is the endgame here? And this fancy glass cage you've got me in? Surely it wasn't built just for me, right? That got everyone looking over at Banner. It was clear Loki's real play was to get inside their heads and sow division, and his scheme was clearly already working. Tony, determined to figure out Fury's true agenda, had Jarvis quietly hack into the shield system. Cap, drawing on years of combat experience, slipped into the weapons vault in the back without breaking a sweat. Sure enough, tucked away in the deepest corner was a stockpile of weapons that definitely didn't come from Earth. SHIELD was clearly hiding something big, so Cap grabbed the weapons and confronted Fury directly. At this point, Fury had no choice but to come clean. It turned out that about a year earlier, Thor was banished to Earth after starting a war, but hot on his heels came the Destroyer. It made humans look completely helpless and flattened an entire town like it was nothing. So to defend against another alien invasion, they had to start developing super weapons, and the Tesseract was the power source. Even though everyone's goal was to protect Earth, the team's divisions were still very much alive. Cap even took a shot at Tony, calling him nothing but a guy who hides behind his suit. And just when things were about to get physical between them, a ship outside the helicarrier was closing in, and the one flying it was none other than Loki-controlled Hawkeye. He fired arrows at the helicarrier without hesitating, then triggered the detonator, and that ship went up in flames instantly. Not only were the Avengers all thrown clear, but one of the helicarrier's engines got blown out too. Everyone shifted straight into high alert, and Tony didn't waste a second suiting up. By the time Cap reached the damaged engine, Tony had already pinpointed the problem and immediately cut through whatever was blocking the way, then jumped up and cleared all the debris from above. But to get the turbine spinning again, he'd have to manually give it an initial kick. So Tony went inside the engine on his own and pushed against the blades with everything he had. After a whole lot of sparks and grinding, the turbine finally came back up to speed. But just as Cap was about to pull the brake lever,